So we're talking greyhound racing today on the show, and it's great to be joined by Dani Jackson, who is an expert in the world of running dogs. She's the host of the Gone to the Dogs podcast, and great to have you on the show today to talk about the Greyhound Derby, which is running at the moment at Towcester Racecourse. Hello, Dani.
Hello, Chris. Thrilled to be here. I love talking greyhound, so yeah, you'll probably struggle to shut me up, to be honest.
A lot of people are talking about it at the moment. It's very exciting that the National Greyhound Derby has come to our area, and it's happening right now at Towcester Racecourse, which is a beautiful venue, isn't it? I think the history is horse racing, and it's been a greyhound track for the last little while. So what's the atmosphere like when you go to Towcester Racecourse?
It's fabulous because as soon as you drive in, you've got this magnificent driveway all the way up to Towcester Racecourse. Everybody's so friendly and welcoming when you do get there. And it's not, you know, you're with the owners, you're with trainers, so they're all getting excited about their greyhounds that are running. Everybody will talk to you. You know, I've never been to a greyhound track and just stood on my own because I do go alone quite a lot. People will always talk to you. As soon as the lids rise, especially for the big races, there's a big roar, there's a big cheer, everybody's getting excited about their greyhound that they've put money on, or that they own, or that they just have a connection with, or that they've just followed throughout the career of that particular greyhound. And there really is nothing like it. I mean, if you enjoy live sport, greyhound racing is the sport to go and watch, because there is nothing like watching 6 greyhounds battle across 500 metres, or the sprint distance, or the staying distance. It's phenomenal.
They're so fast, aren't they? I think people don't realise quite how fast dogs are, and it's like blink and you missed it. They go zooming past you, and it is really exciting. And they seem to really love what they do as well, because at the end their little tails are wagging, and it's a nice sport where, you know, you can see that the animals are well looked after and cared for, and they enjoy what they do.
Yeah, I mean, you cannot make a greyhound do what they don't want to do. So I've had one in the past that trialled, and it turned around in boxes, and it trotted out of the boxes and didn't want to race at all. So she's now found a sofa. But the ones that do want to race, I mean, I'll give you an example. Teddy is through to the third round on Saturday, and her tail wags as soon as she comes out on parade, all the way through the parade, all the way to the boxes, stops when she races, and then it starts again as soon as she's finished. So they really, really do love what they do.
So Saturday, you mentioned that's round 3, and that's the ladies' day. So it's kind of a bit like Royal Ascot. Everyone's going to get dressed up, lots of nice hats and frocks and outfits. Is it the kind of sport where actually a lot of women enjoy going along as much as the guys? There's lots of families there as well, and it's quite mixed. Yeah,
for me it is. There's a lot of female trainers, there's female owners, there's lots of, you know, my friends that will go and just for a night out at the dogs, because it is such good entertainment. Ladies' Day is the 31st of May, so that's going to be a week on Saturday for the quarterfinals, just to make it a little bit special. You can get 20% off as well with Ladies 20 if you use the discount code, 20% off on that day, and there will be a luxury prize as well for the best dressed lady. So I'm pretty sure it'll be Jonathan Hobbs that'll be choosing that as well, because he's quite a dapper gentleman, so he'll be running around with a microphone on that day. This Saturday though is one of the best days to go, because it's the first time that we will definitely see the Greyhound Derby champion of 2025, because all 48 dogs are running on Saturday night in 8 heats of the third round. And for me, I mean, I love the first and second rounds, but the third round is when it starts to get a little bit more serious. And yeah, it's just exciting. I can't wait.
Yeah. And do you get a feel for what dog's going to be the winner? Because that's quite a lot of potential winners with 48. Is it a bit like the Eurovision last weekend, where you think, oh, Sweden are definitely going to win, and then they're terrible, and like the one that you got your eye on suddenly surprises everybody?
Now, this year we have the Irish Derby champion, Bocco's Diamond, and we also have last year's English Derby champion, Dani Jackson. They're both through to round 3, which is great for the sport as well. But there are some youngsters, there's some puppies that have surprised this year already, and most people think Bocco's Diamond is going to take all the beating because he's quite a young dog and he's only had about 17, 18 races in his career, whereas Dani Jackson, who is last year's champion, he has a few more races under his collar. But yeah, there's going to be an inkling this Saturday who will win it. But there's always that surprise. And of course, they're racing for 6 weeks. So every Saturday or every Friday, they are racing for 6 weeks, and they have to be on their A game for 6 weeks, because you can't miss it in the Greyhound Derby final. So you can maybe slightly miss it in the semis and manage to get through just on your class and your ability. But if you miss it in the Derby final, like the favourite last year, King Memphis, he just missed it at the boxes. He'd been on his A game for 5 whole weeks. And when it mattered, when that 175 grand prize was just within touching distance, he missed it at the boxes. And that is how quickly things can change.
Yeah. So Bocco's Diamond must be a really special dog if it's already getting tipped as the potential winner and it's still very young. Has it just been winning and winning and winning?
It's only been beaten twice so far in his career. So he was beaten, I think, almost near his debut, and he was beaten in the juvenile, which is a very hot competition at Towcester that's run about 3-4 weeks before the Greyhound Derby starts. And he was beaten by a very, very good dog over here, a UK Greyhound called Proper Heiress. He got into trouble last week and he just couldn't quite find his way through to qualify for the 3rd round. But he's won 3 kind of top races already in his career. Bocco's Diamond, he was kind of laid out for the English Greyhound Derby. So we knew he was coming. We've spoken to connections over in Ireland because he's the main Irish raider. And they said, yes, we'll come for the juvenile because we'll make it the race that it should be. But he won't be 100% fit because what we're going for is the English Derby. So very lightly raced. There's not many miles on the clock. He's quite a big lad as well. He's about 36 kilos. And the stride on him when he gets going round those bends, he is electric to watch. Phenomenal.
It's so great to hear you talking about the Greyhounds because you can tell how much passion you have for it and you seem so excited. So hopefully when people go along, they'll capture some of that enthusiasm and excitement, and you can't help but get swept up in it, can you? Especially if you're in the middle of the crowd and everyone's cheering on their favourites. It must be incredible.
The thing is, I've taken so many people to the Greyhounds for the first time, and I've not always taken them to the Derby. I've taken them to graded cards at Sheffield, which is kind of my local track. And there's not a single person that I have taken to greyhound racing that's gone, nah, I don't want to go back. They've all said, even the kids that I've taken, because especially at Sheffield, there's certain other tracks that do it as well, but I know Sheffield, it's my local, and they do kind of meet the stars, so they can, the kids can go and see and meet the greyhounds after they've raced, and it just adds to that kind of family feel. It is not just a betting sport. It is a family day out. Certainly for the Derby final as well this year, we are going all guns blazing for it. We're opening our gates at 10 a.m. in the morning. We've got bumper cars, we've got face painting, we've got people on stilts, we've got live bands all throughout the day. Our highlight is Bjorn again, just before the Derby starts. Yeah.
Yeah, they're brilliant.
I mean, that just gets everybody in the mood, doesn't it? ABBA, perfect. So Bjorn again will be there on the Derby final night. That's the 14th of June. But like I say, whoever you are, from whatever walk of life, you start at 10 a.m. on Derby final night and there'll be something for you to enjoy on that day. So I can't wait. I'm just hoping the sun comes out as well.
Yeah. Hope the weather carries on because it's been so nice last few weekends. It must have been great on Saturday and all last week with the nice weather as well. So is it okay for the dogs to race in that sort of heat?
We have, it's 32 degrees is when it hits the peak. So that is when we wouldn't race. It's like 32, 33. But so when you have a hot day, like it has been quite warm over the last couple of weeks, we have gazebos put up so that once they've paraded, they go under the gazebo. As soon as they come out, they've got the option to go into an air-conditioned room, or they've got paddling pools, or they just basically get doused with water as soon as they come off. It's a bit like horse racing. So you see, if you are a horse racing fan, you will see that once they've raced in the hot weather, they'll get buckets of water thrown over them. It's the same for greyhounds as well. So as soon as they, and sometimes as well, if it is reaching that kind of peak, we won't even parade. They'll come out, they'll race 30 seconds, and they're back in the kennels and in the air conditioning. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to get quite to 32 degrees.
I know. We can dream.
Brilliant. Well, we can't wait. And if you want to find out all the details, they're all on the website, horizonradio.com, including a special discount code, Chappers20, that gets you 20% off tickets. And there's also going to be a prize draw. And you kind of get nominated a dog when you use the code. So it's going to be really exciting. Thank you so much for joining me today, Dani. And I'm sure lots of people will see you down there at the track for the Greyhound Derby. And do check out the podcast. If you get hooked on greyhound racing, you can listen to Dani's podcast and just find out about everything that is going on in the world of greyhound racing. It's called Gone to the Dogs. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Chris. It's been a pleasure.